If you watch the video on surveys, then you'll understand what the tests are like, because the format is quite similar, although a little bit different. If you think about the usefulness of this test feature, the best use that I've found for it is in screening potential employee candidates, or in testing my existing employees for skills that they have that I want them to have. So let's say that I want to test my employees on their math skills. I can do employee math test, go into that test, and I can add a question. So now the nice thing is here you can set the amount of time. So of course somebody could just get out their calculator and do 8 times 125 like I'm doing right now and come up with 1,000. Okay, so we know that 1,000 is the correct answer. So I could say 1,000 Okay, so here's my 4 choices, and I can obviously make however many choices I want. But if I want to limit somebody's ability to look something up, or I just want to make a timed test, I can only give somebody, let's say, 20 seconds to answer this, which doesn't necessarily give the person enough time to look it up. Now, I do have to go back into the question to say which one's the right answer, and you see here's my correct answer. So all I do is click this, and that tells it that's the correct answer. So here's what you need to understand about tests. If you create tests using the radio button, then you can score them, and it'll automatically show you the person's score after they've taken the test. If you use things like the text field or the text area, it doesn't work that way, because you can't select a right answer because they're typing in the answer. So those have to be reviewed. So I tend to make tests that are either all radio and checkbox, or they're a combination of these other ones. So however many questions you're done with, you can always preview your test here. And when you start to take the test, it always asks you the name, email, and phone number, because you don't necessarily know who's taking the test. So they put in their information here, and they take the test. Now, in the details here, you can use the same options here that you had for surveys, whether somebody can have multiple attempts or whether you want to be notified. And when somebody takes the test, you'll see, if I choose this link here, what happens is they get a pop-up menu that tells them that the test is timed, and it tells approximately how long it'll take. It calculates the number of seconds of all the questions added up, and it gives them an idea. And when they hit OK and they take this first question, you see the timer starting to count down. They submit this answer, and then this one says it's finished. So if you have created the test and they go through and take the test and they're answering the questions, and they don't finish taking the question before the time runs out, then it's just going to show that they didn't finish in time, and then it skips to the next question. Now, if they exit out of the software and come back, it uses the IP address of their computer and will take them right back to the question that they were at before. So there's no going back on these, but you can allow them to retake the test here if you say allow multiple attempts. So I've used this when I was screening potential employee candidates. I made a test to screen candidates, and then I ran the ad in Craigslist, and I put the link in the Craigslist ad and just had people taking the test before I even looked at their resumes, and that way I had something to match up with the employees before I even talked to them, so it was easy to characterize who I should talk to first.